Okay, so then even within India, there's different classes, right? And so certain classes in India eat meat and other classes don't. So for example, Brahmins are typically known for not eating meat, and they're like they're the highest caste.
Which is the opposite of, I think some maybe traditional Japanese culture, or at the very least European cultures, where the warriors would eat meat and then nobody else would, or the warriors and the nobles would eat meat, and very few other people would.
Yeah, exactly. And so the elite, like Brahmins, typically don't eat meat, and they also don't eat anything that grows in the ground. For example, things like onions and carrots and
what
potatoes.
do they eat?
No, meaning like under the ground. So like potatoes, things like that. Carrots, they don't eat that because that's considered like dirty.
Do you know how that came about? I have a theory, knowing nothing about this. So let me know if this is completely off base or somewhat sensible. So a lot of social standards come from status signaling, right? So you can look at like China and you can wonder, oh, interesting. So how come like being tan is popular in the US, but it's not popular in China? Or you can even look at, a lot of men in China will have like long, pinky fingernails. And, and, the only way I rationalize this is you can't be light skinned and you can't have a long pinky fingernail if you do manual labor. And so it is signaling to others that you do not do manual labor, which is a status symbol. And I could imagine that not eating meat in certain cultures and not eating roots is indicative of you owning a lot of land, because the only way you can subsist on a diet that lacks both of those things is if you control so much agricultural land that you can procure a predictable amount of food on a regular basis outside of those two categories.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that theory is accurate. I'll have to look into it, to be honest. I'm actually just reading the Bhagavad Gita, just started it for the first time in my life. So
okay.
I'm sure I'll learn a lot.
Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, so typically, even in India, when you go to India, like you're not going to find meat, like you're not going to find cows. Selling beef is even illegal in some counties or states of India.
Mm-hmm.
And people will eat chicken, they'll eat eggs, they'll eat fish rarely, a lot of goat and lamb.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, for example, I'm Reddy, and we eat meat. My family eats meat. They don't eat beef, but they eat chicken and stuff. So even within India, there's just like whole people can't even agree on whether eating meat is okay or not, because some Indians do eat meat and other Indians are completely vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for someone who, like me, who's tried eating beef and finds immense benefit from it, from like a physiological standpoint and just strength and mental clarity and all those things, it becomes really hard to make that trade-off, I guess, like, because I have to accept the fact that I'm going to deny my Hindu culture
mm-hmm.
to benefit myself.